following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Hey everyone, and welcome to 50 Shades of Bullshit. I'm your host, Christine Lalonde, and this is the podcast where we uncover the truth about online dating. Now let's begin. Hey everyone, I'm Christine.
I'm Jaida.
And this is 50 Shades of Bullshit. So welcome back everyone. It's another week.
It's another day.
It's a new day in paradise. You know, what can we do? Hi, Jaida. How's it going this week?
Oh, can you hear me? Did I lose you?
Yep. Yeah, I lost you for a second.
Oh, it's going to be a tough one tonight, Christine.
Well, Jaida is on a different computer because hers is in the hospital getting worked on. And so we might have a few glitches today, but that's okay. It's not like we've never had a few glitches before. You should listen to the first, 90 episodes. You think we'd get better at this, but whatever. Modern technology is something.
Hey, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. How was your week?
It's going good. Just, my daughter started school back. She's a junior, hanging out with my other daughter and the grandkids. Just, having fun, living life. We started editing the sizzle reel for the documentary, so that's great. That's good news moving forward.
Good.
And
Awesome.
couple more projects have been presented to me, so good stuff. Just working to make a living.
Yeah, aren't we all?
Right. You got anything new to share? Anything exciting? Are you dating anyone?
Dating is still thriving.
Okay.
I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, my life is matchmaking and coaching and couples, and yeah, it's the same all the time.
As a matchmaker, how is it for you to find dates? What is that like?
That's a really good question. It's funny. Somebody just asked me that this morning. She asked me if I date the people that I recruit for my clients, which I don't.
Right.
But I meet people a lot of times. I meet people on my own just because I'm social.
Okay.
And I don't have a problem meeting people.
So you're meeting people out and about.
Matchmakers have tried to say it too. Yeah.
And do you have matchmaker friends who try to set you up?
All the time.
Oh, well, That's good. I mean, do you find that you meet more quality people through the matchmakers or through, just everyday life? Oh.
For me, it's different. It's through everyday life because I know. Are you losing me?
Yeah, I'm losing you. I'm getting glitches.
Okay. I'm going to just hang tight for like 2 seconds.
Oh, okay. So
Rebel, keep her company.
Well, while Jaida fixes her connection, this week we are talking about how to make dating enjoyable. And our goal here today is to help with these steps to make it more likely for you to land a second date with a higher quality man or a higher quality woman. So we have a unique way of giving you some pointers to help you along that step to make it fun, because I think online dating or even just regular dating can just kind of wear on a person sometimes, especially if you have a goal in mind. If you're just out there willy nilly and wanting to have sex, that's one thing. Enjoy you do your thing. No shame in the game for that. But if you're out there looking for your significant other or for, say, a partner in a relationship, it can get a little frustrating if you're on one, line of going and everybody else is seemingly on another path.
Have y'all ever thought about when people should have the time to do this?
Well, if it's important, I always found that if it's important for somebody to date, if it's important to find somebody to spend time with and to go out with, I always say that you're going to carve out time. You know, say you work 9 to 5 every day, and you have weekends free. Well, weekends are your thing. Or if you work 2 or 3 jobs like I do, I work actually 5 jobs. If y'all didn't
Wow.
know, with a couple of other backup jobs. And I had lots of time to date because, so Jada, welcome back.
Thank you.
Rebel asked, how do you carve out time for dating? And I just think that it's about, okay, so say you work afternoons and evenings. Well, maybe you go to breakfast with somebody, or you work nights and you do afternoon coffee dates, or um, you have to put aside an hour or two, if it's once a week, if it's twice a week, however many times you want to devote that time to. What do you think, Jada? How do you think people can carve out time to do this?
I would agree. I think you have to, sometimes you have to schedule it, just like
Mhm.
you make time for a facial or massage or those types of things.
Yeah.
But you make it work. You just have to carve out the time, whether it's a quick coffee in the morning, whether it's drinks after work, whether it's lunch. You just have to make
Mhm.
time for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, I think that when people say they're too busy, it just means they're not ready and they're not
I would
willing to
agree.
put in that effort. So if you come across somebody and they literally say to you, I don't have time to date, believe them.
There, yeah,
Believe what people tell you. A lot of, well, men and women both hear people say things and then they go, oh, well, people just say that. No, no, they don't. People say what they mean. And if they say, I'm kidding, I'm joking, it's not a joke. They're not
yeah,
kidding. They just are trying to soften the blow. And you need to focus on what people are saying. And if they say they don't have the fucking time, they don't have the fucking time. So move on next. There
yeah,
are too many possibilities in this world to get butthurt about what one person says. Now, you remember I told you a couple of weeks ago that I joined a Facebook group called Are We Dating the Same Guy?
yeah,
It's been great because I'm watching a lot of women talk to somebody on the phone or text for a couple of weeks and
mhm,
then they get ghosted, or they go on one date and they get ghosted,
mhm.
or something happens and that person says, no, I can't go out with you anymore. They get so fucking butthurt.
Mad. Yeah, they get
And
upset.
it's like, let it go. It's not your person. Thank them for showing you that they were not your person. Be grateful that you didn't actually meet this fool and go on a date with them. If they've been talking to you, it just means they're talking to 25 other people.
Yeah,
People are online dating and you are not talking to one person. Neither are the 10 person you are talking to you. They're talking to 10 other people. And
yeah,
you got to understand that sometimes it just clicks better with another person. Men, I'm going to talk men now because that's my knowledge. I don't have the knowledge of what women do. So I'm going to talk about men. Men, in my experience, will tell you what you want to hear because it's easier for them. They're charming. It's fun. They're going along with the flow. They're going to say what they can say to get you in the sack. That's just their mindset. Okay, once in a while, you're going to meet a guy that's not the end game for him. He wants to be on the same page as you. That's great. That's wonderful. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to find a jerk off who just wants to have sex. I read one today that this girl said, "Oh, he's such a this and he's such a that." And I'm thinking, he's just him. And she was saying that she went on one date with him, and at the end, he acted a little weird. She went on a second date with him. He acted a little weird. And then he sent her a message, a text that said, "I can't see you for the third date because you won't have sex with me." And she was like, "Well, I thought we were just dating to get to know each other to lead to that." Well, that's a woman's state of mind. A man wants to know if he's wasting his time because if you're compatible sexually or not. And they think with one head. They
think
don't
with one
all
part of their
think
body.
with
Yeah.
yes. So
Yeah.
you cannot take that so seriously. So we're here today to help you learn how to make dating enjoyable. If you're not making it enjoyable, then you shouldn't date.
Yeah.
If it's too taxing, if it's too emotionally charging, if it is frustrating you, then try a new tactic. And today, that's what we're here to talk about. So I have a handful, like I think I have like 7 points. And I know Jaida has some as well. Jada's our guru dating coach. So
Yeah.
we're going to go back and forth. I'll start out with one, Jaida.
Okay.
Number 1 for me is accepting that finding a long-term partner via apps can pose challenges. Okay. So go in with an open mind, and this can help to set expectations and remind you to not forego hanging out in spaces that align with your interests. Meaning that if you go into online dating with an open mind, knowing that there's a very fine line, very small percentage that you will find your perfect match. Now, you can, it's been done. I know lots of people who have, but finding that person immediately may not happen. You may kiss a lot of frogs before you find that prince. So go in with your expectations being that you're there to have fun, you're there to challenge yourself and to see who's there and to see if someone aligns with you. Don't try to force a square peg into a round hole. It doesn't work. So if that person is not aligning with what you want, then move on. Like, just so you know, there are tell me if I'm wrong, Jaida. Online, there are profiles that say nothing. They just have good looking picture.
Yeah,
Skip it.
True. Yeah.
Skip that profile. I don't care if they liked you unless they have something to say. They're not there for anything that you want.
Yeah. If they don't even have the time to take the 5 minutes it takes to create a profile, they are definitely not worth it. Move on.
Yep. Move on. If they say something in their profile that you think, "Oh, that's not so bad." Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Because it may look like 1% to you on a profile. It is 70% in real life, and it is not going to align with you. Stop making excuses to see people to see if they're the person. They're not.
Yeah.
You know, take your time going through those profiles and be objective and really decide if this is someone you can spend time with,
Mhm.
because time is precious. Now, if they click, say they match with you, you're having great conversation, keep the conversation short and make a date. If they're not
Yeah.
making a date right away, if it's a week, 2 weeks, and they make excuses, block, move on.
Yeah. That's one of the things I see often, though. Spend so much time texting and chatting through the chat. Like
Mhm.
weeks go by before they've made the date. If it takes that long, keep going. Like
Yep.
you need to know right away whether or not that person is worth it. You don't have time to
Yeah.
wait 2, 3, 4 weeks for a coffee date.
No, exactly. And that's ridiculous because
Yeah,
what
I
you
agree.
you you get emotionally attached, you get mentally stimulated, and then guess what, they don't show up for the date, or they plan the date and then they go to confirm and they blocked you on everything, and that hurts. Stop doing that. If you got to make these goals for yourself, and if you're not out there going, okay, I've matched with this guy, we've talked for a couple of days, if he doesn't make a date with me, then I will make a date with him, and if it doesn't work, if he makes excuses, then I'm out the door. And
Yeah,
trust me, girls, if they want to see you,
they
they
will.
will make a date.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
and I found, when I was online dating, I found that a lot of people really like the thrill of that new connection
Yeah, yeah.
and the sexy talk and the
And the
romantic
flirting.
thing,
Mhm.
flirting and the
Mhm.
pictures, and that is all you're going to get.
Yeah,
That is it. That, and then they move on to 25 other women. It's a
Mhm.
game for them. It's thrill. They're not going to get the same kind of high or adrenaline rush as they are that first few days, that first few weeks, and then it drops, and you've got to be realistic about it.
Yeah. I would say a big one too is you just have to live in the moment. You have to be in the moment. When you go out on a date, you have to go out, you have to have fun, you have to enjoy their company, you have to be present
Mm-hmm.
and really make sure this is somebody you could see yourself spending time with. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the biggest things I tell a lot of clients. If you're not present and not in the moment, you'll never know.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't know.
Yeah, if you're so worried about, oh my God, he's so this and he's not doing
Yeah.
that, or he love bombing, folks. Be aware. A lot of these men will love bomb you. A lot of these women will love
Love
bomb you.
bombing is very real. Hmm.
Don't fall for it.
Yeah.
Take your time. If they're not taking their time, it's not legit. If they say to you, look, I'm not in a rush and I just want to take my time, say, yes, I'm on that train. Take the
Yeah.
slow train to somewhere, not the fast train to nowhere. You like that? I just made that
I
shit up.
did like that. That's why I started laughing.
I made that up. It's good.
Oh, that's funny. That's a good one.
Oh my gosh, right?
I would say
Um,
too, one thing I was going to say too. I think another big one is dating outside of the box. And I'm going to speak from a matchmaking perspective because I
mhm,
have women that come to me and they have such lists of what they're used to and what's
yeah,
worked for them. But if it worked for them, they wouldn't be single. So you've got to switch gears a little bit. So you
yep,
have to date outside of the box and date who you wouldn't normally go to
yeah.
and have fun
Why
with
not?
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun practice,
Yeah. Yeah.
enjoy it, have a good time. You never know. When I first met Christian, um, I saw him. He was cute. We had great conversation. I think we talked for 3, 4, or 5 hours that first night. That's the no. You should never do that. But we did. It was a time that we just. It was late at night. The kids were all to bed. We just wanted to, see if we meshed, and it worked. When I saw him, I was like, oh, this is a good looking guy. I wasn't thinking, is this my future? And we
Mhm.
just had a good time, and it worked out. At the time it did not work out, as most of you know who do listen to the show. There's a big gap in time for Christian and I, but that's just the way it works. It's the slow train to somewhere.
Yeah. But look at it. But look now. I mean,
It
look
made
at
a
you
big
guys now.
difference.
Yep.
Exactly. So, number 2 for me is accept that there are a smaller number of men that will actually match what you're looking for on these dating apps, and
Mhm.
and optimize your profile to make it easier to target those men. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Makes complete sense. Yeah.
So, what you want to do is you don't want to write a book. Nobody wants to
No,
read a book.
nobody's going to read it. They're not going to read
Write
it. They're going to swipe.
write a couple of things, but write what's valuable to you, what really stands out and is important to you. That will resonate with the right person, and the wrong people, it will repel, and you will thank yourself later.
Mm-hmm.
One, I saw this profile. It was a girl who wrote how social, I can't remember exactly what it was. Social causes, standing up for the underdog, being there for, standing up to racism and real human rights kind of thing, and that
Mm-hmm.
it's very valuable to her, and that with the right guy, it'll be valuable to him. And she got this guy that ripped her a new a-hole and told her
Oh,
that she needed to get off her soapbox and blah, blah, blah. And she was at this and she was at that. And I was like, yes, girl, yes. He showed you who he was. He's not the man for you. You literally said what you wanted, and it repelled somebody who wasn't meant to be in your life. And he had taken her out on a date, and then he bitched about it later. So I say, yes, hello, that's fate saying not for you. So I
not
think
for
it
you.
is important that you are targeting the right thing, making a few points of what is really valuable to you. And if it doesn't align with a guy, so the fuck what?
Yeah, but make them realistic points. Make them
Yes.
realistic things and qualities that you're looking for.
Like, what do you think, Jaida? What kind of things would you say?
You don't need to put in your profile, I only date men that are 6'2" and above. That's ridiculous.
True story.
That's ridiculous. But just, I say values. If you love to laugh, talk about wanting somebody that enjoys laughter, that makes you laugh. If you love,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, documentaries, talk
Mm-hmm.
about that being one of the things that you love. But don't put things in there that have to do with the
Yeah.
neighborhood you live in. Do you own a house? Like those are things that are not relevant when you're
Right.
just getting to know somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. The car they drive, the house they live in, the job they have, they're not those things. Though I do say they have to have a job.
Okay, yeah.
If they don't have a job, then you're screwed. Run, 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 run. Because you're paying all the bills, if so. Unless that's what you want to do, sugar mama.
Be my guest.
Right? There's sites for that. Go for it.
There
Um,
are.
right? Another one is that I think it's important is fill out your profile in such a way that shows what you're looking for, in the fact that you're looking for something serious,
Mm,
but that you also want to have fun while you're doing it. Just say,
yeah.
I'm not looking for casual or no, 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 no. Sorry, sorry, sorry,
Mhm.
sorry, sorry. Let me back that up. Don't ever talk about what you don't want. So let's start that again. Say, I'm looking for eventually a long-term relationship that I can
Yes.
build a life with somebody. In the meantime, on that journey, I'm here for fun. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy our time. Let's get to know each other. Fun does not mean sex at the first, go out, but, I have more respect for myself kind of thing. You want
Yeah.
to be very, very direct. If you're all about having sex on the first date, then don't say anything about it. Go for it. But if you want somebody who wants to take the time and you're not gung ho, then maybe say something. Maybe say, you know, I'm no prude, but I do want to know I'm on the same, you know, same direction with somebody, and that I'm not just having sex with anybody. And, you know, if those are your values, say them.
Yeah. And it's important to, a lot of people put that they're looking for friendship, which obviously anyone knows you have to be friends first. But I think that turns some women away, because I think a woman thinks, well, I don't want to just be his friend. I want more than that. So I think that you should still connect with those people, because you never know where it will go.
Well, men look at it differently than women. We have to really know that us saying we're looking for a relationship may turn a guy away, even if he's looking for a relationship. Because stop and think about this for a second. Most men, not all of them, but most men are going to look at that and go, ooh, she's going to go on and get serious real fast. And I need to make sure I develop a friendship first. So maybe say, I'm not, you know, I'm here for something that I'm looking for my future. But in the meantime, I want to develop a friendship and have fun and see where it goes. My end goal is a future with somebody, but with the right someone.
I love it. That's very good, Christine. You've had practice.
I've had a lot of practice.
That's really good.
Oh, God. Also with that, aside from the texting, include pictures of you being, you know, I don't know, maybe you play the flute or in an ensemble, or maybe you go to the gym or you you know, do activities. Have pictures of you doing those activities. Maybe not that you're in Paris and then you're in Mazatlan and then you're this and that, because it looks very pretentious. It does.
Yeah.
Say you like to travel, maybe have a picture of you traveling. Do not put pictures of you with friends, because your friends could be hotter and that could be a problem. Sorry.
And don't use LinkedIn or professional pictures. Don't use a LinkedIn or a professional picture.
Right. You should have face shots and you should have body shots. Even if you think that you're too thin, too thick, too curvy, too this, too that, too whatever, nobody fucking cares. The right guy or the right girl is going to love those pictures. So put them on. Okay, I have a great story.
I want to hear it.
I went out with a guy one time. He was cute as fuck. And he said to me, when he saw me, he met me at this like little, to have drinks, you know, to hang out. And he's like, woo, oh my God, you have all your limbs. You look normal. You look like your picture. And I was like, of course I do. And he's like, yeah. He goes, I met this really pretty girl. We had this great conversations. We went out on a date and she showed up and she had a deformed arm, like very, very short and deformed. Okay. She didn't have a full, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And he said, that wasn't the problem. I wouldn't have cared if I'd saw it in the pictures, but she hid it and didn't tell me and then sprung it on me in person. And he feels like it was a lie. He said, then he went out with another girl. And when they were getting down and dirty and getting sexy time, she went to take off her clothes and she was wearing a colostomy bag or colon.
Oh, yeah.
What's that called?
Yeah. The isn't it a colostomy bag?
No, it wasn't one of those. I laughed and joked. That's what it was. I teased him and said, "He sure it wasn't one of those bags?" He goes, it was the thing where it attaches to your body because you're diabetic and it's got to feed you stuff.
Oh, like an insulin. Is it like an insulin thing?
Yeah, it was like an insulin thing. He's like, but there were wires and tubes and it wrapped around her waist and it was connected to her body and it was not sexy. And some guy won't care, but he did. And, you know, maybe say it in your profile if you're not going to show a picture, but don't be dishonest. Being dishonest is not going to get you the right person. If you are putting on motherfucking pictures that are over 2 years old, take them off. Take them off. Take them off. If you thought you looked better 2 years ago, so will they.
That's true.
What? I went out with this guy one time. He was hot AF, man alive. He was gorgeous. And I was like, yeah, woo, here we go. We're going to get down dirty real fast. This guy was too hot not to, right? I show up for my date. I'm at Starbucks. And I'm standing around and I'm like, I couldn't find him. I didn't see him anywhere. And I was getting frustrated because he wouldn't give me his phone number. He wouldn't give me his phone number, which is a red flag, sisters. It's a red flag. I'm like, whatever. I go to turn around, and this guy at the end of the walkway waves at me. And I looked at him, and I was like, do not fucking tell me that's him. Looked like could be his dad. He was 40, 50 pounds heavier. He was bald and not the gorgeous locks of hair that he had in the picture.
Like the circle?
Yeah, no, bald.
Oh, all the way bald.
Completely bald. And look, I actually think bald men are hot as hell.
Yeah.
But if you're not, if you're sending me mother effing pictures with hair, your ass better have hair. Okay? If you don't, you're a liar. You're catfishing me and you're a liar. So it was awful because I wasn't attracted to him. I was attracted to a 20-year ago self. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and then it becomes awkward because then you're left there. It's uncomfortable.
It was the worst. And I felt like I had to do the date. We were only meeting at Starbucks. We weren't having coffee. We were meeting there to go for a hike. And I just didn't want to go on the hike. And then I felt like I had to. And it was an awful, awful, awful situation. And he was an awful person. Oh God, the whole story of him is just horrendous. He would yell. He wanted me to drive and not him because he didn't want me to know what car he drove. I'm like, you're a fucking freak. And when I'd come up to a stop sign, he would yell at me, it's a stop sign. It's a stop sign. I'm like, no fucking shit. I can see that. It was awful. It was an awful day. It was an awful situation. And you know what? That was catfishing. Don't do it. Don't do it. You don't like it when people do it to you. Don't do it to other people. It's just a given.
You have some of the best dating stories, I swear.
Well, that date itself was a very long day. We had a lot of plans that day. It was stupid of me. I was very young in the dating world. It was the first time I was dating after my divorce. He planned all this stuff all day. I had gotten a hotel because he lived in a town that was north of me by an hour. I drove up there. He yelled at me during the driving. He yelled at me during the hiking. Nothing I said or did was correct. He was from Italy. I learned the hard way. I love Italian men. They're beautiful. They're sexy. They're amazing. But if you're literally from Italy and you come here, you were raised in Italy and you come here, those type of men don't always, don't think I'm saying ever. I'm just saying that in my situation, the half a dozen Italian men that I dated from Italy were not for me because they wanted to control me. They wanted to take me down a notch. Every single one of them were superior to me. They did not like a wild American woman, and that's what I am. So it was an interesting situation. Also, the sex was horrible with some of the Italian guys and good with some of the Italian guys. So you never know. Just take your time. Don't do what I
Take your
did. Learn
time.
from me.
Take your time.
fucking time.
What's your fourth one? Are you on 3 or 4?
I'm on 4.
Okay.
Put a call to action at the bottom of your profile. Like, if we match, tell me why you swiped right. Or if we matched, tell me what blah, blah, blah. So give them a call of action so that they're not just emailing you, hi, because they don't know what to fucking say. Right? I mean, do they always know what to say?
I've never had someone. Well, that's not true. They say hey.
Yeah.
Or WYD. It's like, what is this WYD? Like, let's have a conversation.
What up?
No.
What are you wearing?
Oh, God. That's a definite no.
I'm telling you, come on, be creative. They don't know how to be creative. So give a call of action. Say, hey, if we match, blah, blah, blah. Make it fun, make it cute, make it, personally, I saw this somewhere, the tell me why you swiped right. Be prepared, sisters. Be prepared. Be prepared for, well, you looked hot in the bikini, or you got a thick ass and I wanted to tap it, or I thought you looked fun, winkety wink wink. Be prepared for that to go sideways. Okay. Maybe ask a different question.
I would suggest ask a different question.
I've been coughing like crazy. Ever since I got back from my trip, I've had this horrible cough. Okay. Yeah. Give a different call of action, maybe. Now that I'm thinking about it, I thought, wait a minute. They're going to say a bunch of shit that's going to go sideways. Maybe say, do you love dog? If we match, let me know what your favorite dog is, or what's your favorite movie. If they come back saying, oh, I'm not a big fan of dogs, and you are, there's your answer. Or what was your favorite pet growing up? Or what's your top 5 favorite movies? Or your top number 1 favorite comedy? Or what's your favorite genre?
Recent movie that you saw? What's the most recent movie that you saw?
Exactly. Or if an intelligent guy is important to you, someone who's well read, ask what his favorite book is. Or what is he reading this week? And if he comes back saying, this week, I haven't read a book in 10 years.
You know what? I wish that people could see your facial expressions, because you...
If someone wants to see my facial expressions, go to YouTube and look up 50 Shades of Bullshit. Make sure you fill out the word 50, F-I-F-T-Y, and then Shades of Bullshit. We're on YouTube, and you can watch us look like fools, because I'm sure I'm a fool.
And you can watch my internet go in and out.
Right. I know. For those of you who watch on Facebook Live every week, we love you. Hopefully you don't come. Well, hopefully you come back to see me act like a tool, but whatever. My facial expressions. I try not to watch myself. I try to look like somewhere else. I try to look at you, because I get like, oh my God, my facial expressions are mental.
Oh, yeah, funny. They're funny. I love it.
But, some kind of call of action, I think, is important. Don't you?
I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I have number 5. Only answer the messages of men whose profiles you like, who have answered the prompt in a way that shows that they take interest in more than just your physical appearances. So if you don't do a call of action and they send you something like, "Hey, thick butt, how are you?" You know, you know how much I get of someone saying, "Are you keeping it thick for me?" Come on, come on. Yeah, dude,
You
I'm
know what
keeping
I
it
get
thick.
a lot of? I get a lot of lips. Like, oh, those lips. Ooh, what I would do with those lips. Ooh, you know where I want to see those lips? Good morning, lips. It's like, okay, come on.
Okay, we know what they're thinking about those lips, Jada.
Woo! Yeah,
They want to see those lips somewhere for show.
I know for sure. Oh.
I'm choking myself. If they're coming to you straight out the gate with nothing intelligent and something physical, it's a turnoff, girls. It's guys, it's a fucking turnoff.
Yeah,
Stop doing it. I wish we could teach men to stop doing it. It's innate for them. They can't seem to not do it.
yeah.
If it's right out the gate, forget it. Okay, I have a story. All right. Prepare yourselves for this one. I
Uh-oh.
did a TikTok on this one, and people were going insane on it. This one was probably one of my most popular videos. I connected with somebody on an app. I do not remember which one it was. It was one of the ones that you could video chat.
Mhm.
Okay. So not all of them can you video chat, but this one here you could. So I think it might have been I don't know, Hinge or something. Anyway, we connected on an app, and he was fucking cute. And I was like, "Whoa, this one. Yeah." And we were chatting back and forth by texting on the app, and the banter was witty and funny and good. I was like, "Okay." And he says, "Do you want to video chat to make sure we're the real deal?" And I said, "Absolutely. Absolutely."
I think I
So
heard this story. That's why I'm already laughing.
what the fuck? The video pops on, and it's his wiener, and he's masturbating.
You told me this one.
Are you fucking kidding me? I was like,
Listen, welcome
"Whoa,
to the world.
dude!
Welcome to
Ah,
the world
oh
of
my
dating, my
god!"
friend.
Let's just say I was like, "Oh my god, what the fuck, dude? What are you doing?" And he goes, "Oh my god, you don't like it," and he hung up.
Oh,
I was like, "I was hanging up, asshole. Fuck you." And I sent a message, and I go, "What the fuck, dude? That's not even cool." I said, "That is such an assault. It's
yeah,
it's an assault."
yeah.
And he blocked me immediately. And he didn't like my response. You think?
You
I'm
think?
not sure. I'm not sure what kind of woman is going to like that right off the
That,
gate. You don't even warn me. I've had guys ask me, "Hey, can I show you my
yeah,
wiener?" I'm like, "If you
yeah.
feel so compelled to, I'm not going to go out with you, but if you feel compelled to show me your wee wee, it's great fodder for my friends and I to laugh
You
at."
just said wee wee.
I do.
But you know what? But what's wild is that is what dating is. It's a
Yeah.
lot of, it's changed so much. We've got such a swipe mentality anyway, but that's what's so unfortunate that he would even think
Yeah.
that that would that would get you going.
Get my motor running. No, thank you. No,
I'll
I turned
pass.
the engine off. Fuck off. God, it's fucking
You
ridiculous.
are on fire tonight, my friend.
Well, I think that when you start getting responses from men, this is number 6 for me. Things that you've got to ignore. You have to. You are asking for problems. Okay, challenge yourself. Stop and think about every single response that was generic, that was bullshit. Did it work out? Did you
Mm,
have a date? Was it any good? Okay, then stop and think, Christine and Jaida were right.
You're right.
Number 6 is ignore all the generic responses. Fucking delete them, block it, delete it, get rid of it, unconnect. And if more men, and I'm going to tell you examples, but if more men were cut off at the goddamn knees with this, then maybe we would start to change the narrative.
Yeah.
Here's a couple of them. Say your name is Mary. Hey, Mary. What the fuck? Damn, you look fine, hearty eyes. No. Wow, you're gorgeous. Yeah, I know. Delete. Thank you. I don't need some dude to tell me I'm gorgeous. Really? How many other women
Are
is
you
he hitting
saying
me
that
line?
too? Yeah. Yeah.
Every fucking one of them. If that's their line right out of the gate, you've got a problem. And you're only asking for problems.
Yeah.
Good morning, beautiful.
Oh my God, that's a classic. I think everybody says that. I get so annoyed with those messages. I'm like, come on. Really?
God, every woman hates them. I hate them. You hate them. It's God. Single emojis, just an emoji. Take your emoji and shove them up your waffle. I'm not speaking emoji. I'm a grown ass fucking woman. I am not 16 and sending out little emojis everywhere. No, 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 and no. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
It's the low effort direct messages. It's the men who are looking for something casually will generally want to acquire about sex to because they're putting in low effort. They want that's what they want.
Yeah.
They are not quality. They're not high quality people. They maybe are in their private life, but they're not giving that to you. They want sex. If you want to go out there and give sex for free all over fucking town, shitty. Oh my God, I touch a chord. And feel shitty, then go ahead. Do it all you want. If you don't feel shitty about it, great. I rarely felt shitty about it. I wanted sex, I would go have sex. But I also wanted a relationship, and the two did not go hand in hand. They don't. I learned the hard way. And if you have to learn things the hard way, then fucking learn it. But stop bitching about it.
Boom.
You know? Mic drop.
I know. Yikes.
Right? So when someone is giving low effort, they won't be bothered trying to answer your call to action. If they're ignoring your call to action and just say, hey, beautiful, good morning, beautiful. Ah, damn, you're fine. Damn, you got thick thighs. I want to put my face between them. Do you know how many times I got that one? That's just
I can't. No.
Most men can't do that right anyway. So why would I? True story. If you lined up every man that I ever had sex with and I pulled them forward, all the ones that were good at going down on me.
Yeah.
Maybe 2, maybe 3. And that's
I got to think about.
That's a low motherfucking number because
that is a
bitch here has had a lot of sex. Okay. I snorted. Oh
my God. What a show. What a show today was.
All right. So if they do answer your call to action, their real motives will show soon enough. Okay. Not answering a call to action is not having the attentiveness that someone should be seeking and the desire to reciprocate. So if they're ignoring it or have some dumbass answer, please know that they're not worth your time. You are causing yourself some heartache right out the gate. You have choices. Not one person is holding a gun to your head telling you have to respond to all these fuckers. And if you're thinking, well, maybe he's less of a fucker, so maybe he'll change, or maybe he's the right person for me and he's just being casual and cool. No, he's not. No one's changing for you. If he's not your person out the gate, he's never going to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
I would agree.
True fucking story. Number 7 is, for me, pay attention to how that they determine where to meet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a big one.
Yeah. The few men who don't take into consideration where you live so that your first date is convenient for you, they turn out to be assholes. Okay. Yeah. In LA, I don't know about other places, but in LA, you have to drive everywhere. Even if you live in the same motherfucking town as me, you got to drive. Yeah. Period. LA is huge. Okay. Someone may live 20 minutes from me. They may live an hour. My boyfriend lives about an hour and 20 minutes and 2 hours on a traffic day.
On a bad day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We take turns. I go down there when I don't have my daughter and I don't have to be up here. He comes up here if I can't go see him. We take the train a lot. That's super convenient. Okay. We take those things into consideration. But when I was dating all those fuckers, they would live an hour away and they would want to have a date close to them.
Yeah, they're not being mindful of your drive and what it takes for you to get there. They want what's quick and convenient. Like
if they're taking that time to say, "Hey, I don't mind the drive. I'm really excited to meet you." And then they come up here and they don't complain about the drive, then they're worth a second date. But if they're complaining about the drive, no amount of, "Oh, I'll come and see you next time." No, it will not work. Trust me, it will not work. There's a few that I made the mistake and I always drove to them. Fucking assholes. They were always a-holes.
See, always. Shouldn't have drove.
Nope. Learn from Christine. My kids
Take it from here.
Nobody wants to listen to me. Whatever. But seriously, if they're not taking in consideration what's important to you, your time, your energy, your money, your gas, your whatever, then they're not ever going to put that first. I mean, you guys can, maybe eventually do what Christian and I do. We take turns. I go down there when I can be there for a longer point of time. He comes up here for quick trips. You can work that out. But if they're not looking, the first time when Christian and I first got back together, I looked at him and said, "Are you fucking kidding me? You live like an hour and a half from me. I've got to do this drive all the time with you now." Not, I didn't mean it in a bad way. I was willing to do it because he's worth it. But he said, "No, it's not a bad drive. I'll drive it. You don't ever have to come down here if you don't want to. I will always come to you if that's what has to be." And of course, that's not how we work it out. We work it out because I enjoy going to where he lives because we go to the ocean, we hike, we stand up paddleboard, we kayak. We do a lot of stuff that is in his area.
Yeah.
So, that's just things to take into consideration. Also, what they want to do for first dates. Now, listen, a guy who's taking a lot of women out do not want to take you out on a proper date because they're spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, I just realized we're over time by so much. I wasn't even paying attention. Oh my God. So real quick first date ideas, pottery classes, pad thai cooking classes, beach activities and or museums, fun things like that, things that you can really enjoy.
That are interactive.
Yes, interactive.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we went over time. I'm so sorry, Rebel. Rebel, forgive me.
Sorry.
Okay, so next week we have a really exciting guest from England. She's coming on to talk about Gen X and no BS dating. So it's going to be so good.
Awesome.
And until then, thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you next week. Keep it real.
Bye, guys.
My day.
If you enjoyed this episode, please share with your friends, like and follow us on Instagram at 50 Shades of _bullshit and Facebook at 50 Shades of Bullshit. Thanks so much for listening, and we really hope to see you again next week.